Hi, good morning, everybody. Welcome to our seminar today, webinar. Creatios going to talk today about the top 3 technologies that we have identified for professional services organizations. So what we're talking about today is how professional services organizations can emerge stronger from the global business disruption that has happened because of the COVID-19 pandemic, and also any business disruptions that may happen in the future that lead to these extended shutdowns, these extended quiet periods of business. So we're going to talk today about those 3 technologies, how you can emerge stronger, more capable, and ready to meet all of the business challenges in a new normal situation. So I'm going to talk a little bit about our agenda today. We're going to do a speaker introduction. I'll introduce myself, introduce the company Creatio. We'll talk about those top 3 technologies. We'll talk about Creatio's product offerings from a LowCode platform for CRM and BPM perspective. A few case studies that we've identified where our clients have been able to emerge stronger from the extended shutdown, the extended disruption period. And then I will set aside some time at the end for a Q&A session. So this can be fully interactive. So please, if there's something that I'm talking about throughout the presentation, please feel free to stop me, ask a question. I'd be happy to answer it. There will be a poll, a little interactive poll about at the midway point. So I'll also, if you guys do have questions and want to hold them to the end, I will set aside some time for that. My name is Scott Leddy. I'm an enterprise account executive here at Creatio. I've been in the enterprise technology software space for about 10 years and change. I've been working in a number of different industries. I've worked with ERP, and I've transitioned here to work with CRM and BPM across a wide variety of verticals, from manufacturing to financial, pharma, professional services, telecom, and a couple other ones. So hopefully I'll bring some domain expertise to you guys today. Hopefully I'll share some insights with you today, but I really look forward to spending this time with you guys. A little bit about Creatio. So Creatio, as I mentioned, is a global provider of a CRM platform and a BPM platform, both of which are low-code platforms. We have 6 offices around the globe. I am speaking to you today from our headquarters, which is in Boston, Massachusetts. We also have office locations in Cyprus, in Moscow, Russia, in London, England, and in Melbourne, Australia. So we are 650 employees strong. Half of our employees are dedicated specifically to product development. So over 300 employees are focused primarily on software development, quality control, testing, and things of that nature. It's a stark contrast to some of the other enterprise software providers out there who have the majority of their headcount dedicated to sales and marketing. We see ourselves as a product-centric company. That's how we are able to have such a strong presence in the market. That's how we're able to achieve the accolades that we'll talk about in a second from the top analytics companies. We also have a strong ecosystem of 700 plus partners. They assist us in integrations, in implementations, and in consultation. And then they've allowed us, that strong ecosystem has allowed us to have a Creatio footprint in over 110 countries worldwide. I mentioned a second ago, we are highly recognized by key industry analysts, Gartner and Forrester, and I will touch upon those accolades in just a second. So Creatio has been included in Gartner Magic Quadrants for enterprise low-code application platforms, intelligent business process management suites. We are a leader in the Magic Quadrant for Salesforce automation. We are a leader in the Magic Quadrant for CRM lead management, and we are also in the Magic Quadrant for customer engagement centers. So as you see, 3 different technologies we are gaining strong industry recognition for. There's the CRM side, the business process management side, and the low-code side. And it is the same story when we get to Forrester, where we're a strong performer for process automation for wide deployments, strong performer for cloud-based dynamic case management, strong performer CRM suites, strong performer Salesforce automation, strong performer B2B market automation, strong performer customer service solutions. And then we're just included, this is a new one this year, as a contender for healthcare CRM providers. So the headline of our discussion today is these top 3 technologies to help professional services organizations emerge stronger from an extensive disruption period. So the first is the cloud-based collaborative workplace, improving visibility across the enterprise to increase service delivery, increase revenue generation, and take that customer experience to the next level. So to address today's challenges and prepare for the future, a cloud-based collaborative workplace can really improve visibility across your organization, help you further your understanding of your organizational readiness for remote work, take action on real-time insights into workforce morale, well-being, and also figure out the potential implications of the culture, productivity, and the overall business in a shift to a remote work environment, to a hybrid work environment, or just a office work environment dealing with a new set of external circumstances. So with the worker profile management, you can provide total visibility over full-time and external workers, because a lot of companies are using consultants or part-time workers, and firms can analyze where large concentrations of contractors are located, if anyone's in like a high-risk area, to figure out how to best handle those types of situations to make sure that all their employees are safe, their duty of care is being upheld. So we talk about the trends in employee experience. Number one, we just talked about is the rise of remote work. So as many of you are probably logging in today from your home offices, from your living rooms, from your kitchen, wherever, some of you may be in the office, but flexible working has been on the rise in recent years, even before the monumental shift in kind of workplace culture. With these recent events, a new way of working has been accelerated, and it's also been kind of imposed on a lot of different organizations. So many employees are now finding working from home more favorable. And so it could be that the typical 9-to-5 office-based jobs are going to be the exception, not the rule. So Owl Labs, which is a firm that conducts these types of studies, found that many workers feel that even one day of remote work could leave them feeling much happier and increase their employee satisfaction. And it's also been found that companies that allow remote work have a 25% lower employee turnover than those that don't. So with these recent events, employees have had months of a different experience having to remote work, and a lot have developed new intentions regarding their routine as they've had to merge their work and home lives, such as balancing homeschooling and things of that nature. So another study found that 65% of US employees surveyed saying that they would work from home full-time post-COVID if given the option. So even if there was a vaccine, even if COVID was no longer a threat, they would prefer to work from home full-time. So businesses are going to have to take this into account to create a truly effective way of managing their human capital. And it could be crucial in terms of their overall success and productivity of their business long-term. Second, what we found is there's a shift in employee skills. So professional services organizations need to reskill and upskill their workforce to deliver new business models in the post-pandemic era. So even before this current crisis, changing technologies, new way of working were disrupting jobs and the skills employees need to do them. And coronavirus has only made that more of a pressing issue, right? So workers in professional services organizations must figure out how they can adapt to these rapidly changing conditions, and companies have to learn how to match those workers to new roles and new activities. And this dynamic's really, it's more about remote working or the role of automation or the role of AI. It's about how leaders can reskill and upskill their workforce and to meet these new challenges. And that dovetails into the factor of agility and flexibility. Now that's got to be the new normal. As we've seen, it was kind of forced upon companies from these external circumstances in this time, but what companies are seeing is that there is a ton of value to be had in increasing their organizational agility and flexibility, regardless of what's happening externally, because the marketplace is always changing, and the companies that are able to adapt and change to meet the demands of the marketplace are the ones who are going to survive and thrive, and the ones who are unable to are going to fall by the wayside. And that has only been accelerated now with this change in how businesses are doing business. So the fourth, we talked about it a little bit, It's making artificial intelligence a part of everyday work. So artificial intelligence can reconfigure job functions in ways to make jobs more meaningful. It can increase levels of productivity. It can play a role in enhancing employee retention levels. So it really has an impact and stretches into all facets of the modern workplace. And as we talk about, digital workers can change the makeup of the modern workforce. These technologies are going to be extremely vital to transform how human jobs are performed. So they can automate a lot of tedious, repetitive tasks like data entry, manual sorting, document processing. Those can all be done through AI to increase productivity from an employee standpoint, and also increase their happiness and their employee satisfaction with their jobs, because those are the type of tasks that nobody wants to do, regardless of their role, regardless of their responsibilities. So how employee experience drives customer experience? What we've seen is there's a two-way street when trying to evaluate customer experience and employee experience, where employee experience will mirror customer experience and customer experience will mirror employee experience. So as you've seen, disengaged teams have 10% less higher customer ratings than engaged teams. Put that the other way, engaged teams have 10% higher customer ratings than disengaged teams. As you see, companies who work to actively engage employees have customer loyalty rates 233% higher than those that don't. So as your employees become more invested in the company, as they become more engaged, as their satisfaction levels rise, so do those customer levels. There's a very, very direct and strong correlation between those two. So the second is an AI-powered customer experience. So we read a report by Microsoft. By 2025, as many as 95% of all customer interactions will be through channels supported by artificial intelligence. And that's not to say that robots are going to take over and take everyone's jobs. It just means that these utilizing these artificial intelligence and machine learning tools are going to be vital in supporting and enhancing the roles of a human employee. So customers live in an omni-channel world. They want to be able to connect to their professional services organizations via phone, via email, via text, via chat, via Twitter, and artificial intelligence can provide an intelligent, convenient, and informed customer experience at any point along that customer journey. So it's really going to reimagine the customer experience and end-to-end customer journey to make it more personal, so that customers feel like their needs are being taken care of and they're not just another faceless customer to the organization. So how can AI specifically transform customer experience? We've identified 4 major ways. The first is predictive personalization. As I talked about, customers want to feel like their voice matters. They want to feel like they matter. They want to feel like their experience matters to the companies who are their customers of. So AI plays a critical role in providing companies with the ability to predict the actions of users based on their previous behavior. So today, AI effectively uses personalization to improve customer experience by trying to naturally integrate it in the consumer's everyday lives. So a predictive personalization approach includes like the amount of time spent on sites, pages, items, purchases, forms that may be filled but not completed, searches made, and by observing and processing this data, businesses can access individual client needs. So AI-infused procedures do make customer experience interaction smoother and more streamlined across various channels. And it also provides analytics for crucial customer insights. So it really plays a critical role in providing companies with insights, feed intelligence into CRM, into marketing and automation, and other key operational tools. Second would be those analytics for crucial customer insights. So AI-enabled customer journeys sift through much larger and complex data and uncovers many more business opportunities. The idea is to get the most value from each customer that you can. So AI-enabled analytics provide the recommendations for cross-sell, for upsell, provide opportunities to enhance customer retention. Again, we talk about each customer has a kind of lifetime value. And if they're only purchasing one product from your company, they're only utilizing your company for one service, there's a lot of, to put it bluntly, like meat left on the bone. And the real key to unlocking that value is using these AI-enabled insights to figure out what the best way to maximize the value of each customer is. So number 3, data-backed decision-making. So AI is going to be measured like return on investment, but new market opportunities, and there's going to be a paradigm shift in terms of decision-making. So big data and AI really have paved the way for this large-scale decision-making metric. And decision can't be made just on like guts and intuition like they used to be, or instincts like they used to be. So they have to be data-backed. They have to be defensible from a hard numbers standpoint. So AI enables businesses to make these informed decisions based on crucial data that would be near impossible for a person to sit down and sift through manually. And then the 4th, and we've talked about this a little bit before, is the improved productivity and efficiency to increase efficiency over time, right? So customer service means having quick and trouble-free relationships to improve customer life. AI helps companies support them in terms of ease and efficiency. So it's routing processes that are automated to increase customer service quality and also increase profitability. So which departments are using AI most actively today and will be 3 years from now? So we talked about customer service. IT management is another large one, research and development, manufacturing operation. Sales and marketing is one that's kind of lagging behind the others, but as someone in sales, I've started to see an uptick internally here in the way that I personally utilize artificial intelligence to help guide my actions, to help me allocate my most valuable resource, which is time, effectively and efficiently. And then as you see, it rounds out with logistics, finance, legal, and human resources. But again, no matter what aspect of the business you are in personally or that your organization is supporting, there is always an opportunity for artificial intelligence to add value to that organization. So the AI-powered customer experience. AI is rapidly transforming the way that companies interact with their customers. So MIT, right down the road here from our office here, in Boston, surveyed 1,004 business leaders in a study called the Global AI Agenda. And they found that customer service is the most active department for AI deployment today. And by 2022, it'll be the leading area of use of AI. And so by implementing artificial intelligence and machine learning, it's a high priority because of that. And so 36% of customer experience leaders said they're already using technologies, AI technologies, while 28% plan to invest in them, which is surprising because of the value they can add. That is a majority when you talk about who's using it today or who's thinking about using it, but that also leaves a very significant portion who are not planning, who in their roadmaps, there is no area where they're looking to leverage artificial intelligence technologies, and only time will tell how detrimental that may be to their growth or their sustainability as a company by not using artificial intelligence compared to their competitors who will be utilizing these new and very valuable tools to increase their market share. So IDC, International Data Corporation, did a survey of more than 2,000 IT and line of business decision makers to confirm that the adoption of artificial intelligence is growing worldwide. So it was over a quarter of all AI initiatives identified are already in production, and then more than 1/3 are in the advanced development stage. So this is not some far off technology that may be leveraged in the future. This is technology that is being put to use now and is ever increasing in its amount of market share within an organizational's technology space. So we're going to try a poll here today. We're going to ask you guys, which AI functionality do you feel would benefit your company the most? So I'll give you guys a quick minute here to go through of those 4 kind of functional benefits, which you think your company would benefit the most from. And there isn't all of the above option. We always put the cop out in there. Okay, hopefully everyone was able to identify something that they feel they could benefit from. There we go. So it looks like AI-enabled analytics is the #1, a tie between predictive personalization and data-backed decision-making. Nobody said improved operational productivity, increased efficiency. Interesting. And then we got all of the aboves. Very cool. Thank you guys for participating. So now we will move on to the #3 technology, which is low-code technology. So we'll talk a little bit about what low-code means exactly and how it can benefit companies in just a second. But the #3 technology that we identified to increase agility and efficiency within a company is low-code, and specifically its very strong value with regards to digital transformation initiatives. So low-code, the name kind of speaks for itself. It's a technology that requires little to no coding in order to use, in order to execute, in order to build. So a low-code development platform uses a visual interface, simple logic, and drag and drop features, as opposed to a more typical, what we call pro code, which is utilizing a programming language to create custom applications, automated workflows, and things of that nature. So what are the features of a low-code platform? First, we have visual modeling tools. So you create apps using a visual modeling tool instead of writing out code using a language like I just said. So powered with visual modeling capabilities, low-code platforms, they can use built-in components to represent information in a form that is like readable to anyone. So regular business users, no tech skill, will be able to develop using a visual tool rather than through a coded language. Second is reusability. So out of the box functionality, you use pre-configured modules and functionality to build apps rather than trying to write them from scratch using code. One of the nice things about that is a business process can be taken from one area of the business and adapted to another area of the business, reconfigured, but you're starting from a very solid business process foundation. Not every process has to be developed from scratch over and over and over. So you don't need to have to reconfigure the wheel. You can take it, mold it, change it, and plug it into other areas of the business. So again, kind of similar to the visual modeling tools, it's a drag and drop interface. So it's really useful and important to enable an easy development process. So again, citizen developers and the professional developers can more quickly and act upon their business ideas and put them into use using just a simple drag and drop, which everyone is used to from other technologies. Reporting and monitoring, obviously apps developed using low code, they can monitor their workflows and processes, keep track of their effectiveness, and also track the performance of other apps utilizing low code. Leading low code systems provide a lot of out of the box functionality. So we get what we call quick wins. You can start seeing a return on your investment very, very quickly by using out of the box functionality to start using modules and for data management, models for customer facing apps, or modules for service management, modules for sales processes, things of that nature. Cross-platform accessibility. So again, multi-device compatibility, it's a useful feature. So you can use it on a major operating system, but you can also use it on a phone, a tablet. So you can build apps on the go. You don't need to be sitting at the office necessarily in front of a computer in order to utilize the tools, either from a reporting standpoint, from a monitoring standpoint, or even to build the app itself. Security, all low-code platforms have strong security because you want to be restricting user access. Not everyone should be able to build and put a workflow or app into production immediately without some kind of approval. Maybe there's some folks who you want restricted to just their department, just their work group, of how they can build and design apps. So a very strong capability of user access rights and security is paramount. And then finally, you have application lifecycle management, low-code tools that can simplify and streamline several stages in the software development lifecycle. Debugging, testing, deployment, it gives users access to information about the apps, their development, and it gives them the ability to revert to previous versions. So if you find that you've made a misstep and you want to go backwards in the process, you can do that. So there is an audit trail of the application's build process to allow you to kind of jump backwards and fix any issues before it kind of gets too far astray. So we talked about who uses a low-code platform, and primarily, although pro developers can use a low-code platform, we talk a lot about citizen developers. And a citizen developer is a non-professional coder who uses a low-code or no-code tool to develop applications. So there's room within an IT or a business hierarchy for both. And one of the misconceptions that we talk to companies and customers and prospects a lot about is the idea that citizen developers could holistically replace pro developers, which, while in theory that is true, it will not behoove a company to make such a organizational shift wholesale, because pro developers, what the idea behind a citizen developer is, allow citizen developers to work on tasks that are specific to themselves, their work area, their work group, maybe their department, and leave the pro developers to work on very large enterprise strategic applications that may be too large scale or too complex to effectively build out using low-code tools. So I talk about tiers. Citizen developers work on kind of tier 2, tier 3 applications, while pro developers can focus on the tier 1 applications. And one of the nice things about having citizen developers and utilizing citizen developers is that it takes those tier 2 and tier 3 applications out of the pro developer's life cycle. So they're no longer burdened with a lot of those smaller scale applications needing to be built, and they're able to allot their time and focus their time more on those large scale organizational enterprise-wide applications. So what you can create using low-code platforms, how does it directly impact a business? So first would be customer engagement applications. So you can build any enterprise grade application for different business tasks, anything from customer facing apps to complex business processes. The idea is to have a more effective and personalized customer engagement. One of the things I talk a lot about when we're discussing low-code platforms is the ability for the person in the organization who has the business need to be able to be the same person who delivers the solution for that business need. I'm sure everyone has played some version of the game telephone or whisper down the lane. And the same thing happens when you're talking about a organizational IT structure, where a person has a business requirement. They pass that requirement on to maybe a project manager or a business analyst, who then passes it on to an architect or an IT manager, who passes it downstream to a development team, who passes it back upstream to the architect, who passes it back to the eventual business user. And by the time it's passed through 4 or 5 different hands, not only, as a couple of months gone by, depending on how much strain is on that IT department, but the end user ends up with a product that is not exactly what they wanted, because it's, again, through those translations and errors that just come with having to pass something through multiple lines of communication. It's like trying to photocopy a photocopy and then photocopy that photocopy. It ends up not being exactly what it started as. A low-code platform allows the person who has the requirement to build something that fits their specific needs, because they're the one who knows better than anyone else in that organization what their business needs are. So business processes, define workflows, build process tasks of any complexity, automate operations across any type of department or throughout several departments. You can build operational efficiency optimization apps, create applications that automate processes, increase the efficiency of operations. These apps provide a lot of different benefits to business. One of the main being reduced cost and reduced risk of error through automation. So again, manual, tedious tasks that are prone to human error, take the human error out of the equation and automate that, providing a lot of security and stability to the organization. You can build user interface, data model, and business logic applications. You can find and configure data models, web applications, or for mobile devices. And then again, we talked a little bit about it before, AI-based solutions. So define and configure data models, business logic. AI can fit into any one of the previous 4 types of applications that I talked about previously. And then we've spoken before about how important AI is to the scalability and adaptability of organizations. So what can low-code automate? Short answer, and no one believes me until they see it in practice, is everything. Low-code platforms are extremely flexible and extremely scalable and can work in a variety of different verticals, work in a variety of different use cases, work in a variety of different work groups or departments. So as you see, these workflows and business logic applications, these user interface applications, for integrations or for these artificial intelligence and machine learning algorithms, they can work across project management, human capital management, collaborative workflow management, request management, document management, inventory management, knowledge management, and that's just the beginning. If I had a slide for every single process and task that it could automate, we would be here for hours or maybe days. So that is just a small sampling of what low-code platforms can automate. And it works across a variety of business units. As we saw in our beginning poll, artificial intelligence is being leveraged across a number of different departments, as is low-code. Low-code is really the new generation of technology that is coming to the forefront because of all the benefits we've talked about already. And it can work for marketing, it can work for sales, it can work for human capital, it can work for admin, operations, internal service, IT, R&D, procurement, finance, and even legal. So as you guys are looking at your organizations, a lot of people say, well, you know, maybe it's not something we can use. And I can guarantee each and every one of you that there are areas in your business that can be shored up, that can be improved, that can be optimized utilizing a low-code platform. And companies like Creatio, who are the providers of the low-code platform, are more than willing and able to help you guys identify those opportunities and then act upon them. So the business impact, at the bottom line, what does low-code mean for a professional services organization? 5 kind of key pillars that we're going to talk about. The first is operational agility. I think we've talked about that a little bit before. The ability to, as the marketplace changes, as the competitive landscape changes, to quickly and easily have solutions ready to go to meet those challenges. So again, instead of saying, hey, we need to change our organization in this manner, okay, let's put that requirement through to an IT pipeline. When they have the bandwidth, they'll get to it, they'll code it, then they'll give it back to us, we'll test it. A department being able to say, hey, here's what we need, we are empowered to build it right now and put a solution out into the marketplace quickly. Enhance customer experience, the ability to personalize for each and every customer, again, using low-code application tools to provide that personalization that is very, very difficult to do when you're having to put every single change through an IT pipeline. Faster digital transformation is the third. So we're talking about engaging employees who would not normally be involved in digital transformation efforts in those digital transformation efforts. So we're getting more buy-in for a digital transformation from other areas of the business outside of just IT, which is who you'd be engaging in a typical digital transformation product. Higher productivity, because we're now able to automate processes that took time and effort and were riddled with manual mistakes, are now being able to be automated with a low-code platform. So we're increasing our productivity and then also decrease cost. One of the things I talk a lot to prospects about when they're kind of deciding between maybe a custom build application or a low-code application is, sure, there is a direct cost, which is maybe for a low-code, it's the licenses. For a pro code, it's the tools that they need. But what about the 10 to 15 developers that you may need to build this, to maintain this? What about the consultants that maybe need to get brought in to help with this effort of a custom application, when you could be leveraging the employees that you already have, giving them a kind of a development hat to put on at times to develop their own applications? The total cost of ownership is something that needs to be looked at when you're deciding between buy versus build. There's a third option, which is this low code, which is kind of a hybrid approach between the two. So how does Creatio fit into this ecosystem? As I mentioned before, Creatio offers a CRM and a BPM tool. There's a synergy between the two, but they are both standalone products. Both of them are foundationally built upon a low-code platform. So this is one of the simpler slides that we will present to you today. It is also one of the most important slides that you may see today. This is the Creatio product portfolio. So as you see, fully comprehensive sales, marketing, and service platforms, all existing natively on one code set, one database. Now, they are sold, or can be sold as a bundle. They also can be sold as separate products, but they are not separate databases. They are not separate products. We did not buy a customer service tool and slap our logo onto it. We built all of these from the ground up. It's as simple as turning on a switch to release functionality of each of these functional areas. So again, everything that you will see from a sales, marketing, or service platform of Creatio is built and backed by a low-code business process management engine. That is our studio product, and that is our flagship product, and that is crucial to the roadmap for the growth of Creatio as our focal point moving forward. So Studio is a flexible, scalable, low-code business process management platform. So it is used to automate tasks of any size and complexity, build apps of any size and complexity without the need to engage professional developers. So all of the apps and workflows can be built in Studio using low-code citizen development. So sales, marketing, and service can all be configured. All of the tasks that you may need out of any one of those areas are still going to be configured, built, maintained using a low-code platform. But we also offer Studio as its own standalone product that can be used to automate tasks well beyond the scope of a CRM. Most companies find the most values with a combination of the two, where they're able to utilize the Studio platform to build out their CRM processes, but then also say, hey, I can use Studio for tens to 20s to dozens of use cases outside of what would be typically seen out of a CRM platform, which has a kind of a cap on how useful it can be enterprise-wide. Studio allows you to provide value to other areas of the business as well. In addition to that, we have the Creatio Marketplace, where third-party technology partners have developed everything from simple templates to simple workflows to integrators with other third-party applications to full-blown industry-specific solutions built using the Creatio platform that are available to you guys. Many of them are free, and they're just ways that you can kind of enhance or accelerate the implementation process and enhance user adoption, user buy-in by providing quick and easy ways to get started with a Creatio system. So Creatio, we've identified what we call Creatio Superpowers. These are the three things that have allowed Creatio to be so successful against companies, competitors with much larger footprints than we do. We win consistently because of these three key market differentiators. And the first is the business process management engine that allows companies to change processes faster. So companies who understand that, hey, I need a solution that's going to work for me and my business today, but also is going to be able to be adaptable, be configurable, and be agile to meet my business needs tomorrow and 3 years from now and 5 years from now and 10 years from now. Because the truth of the matter is that no one really knows. We can forecast and we can try to predict and we can use historical trends and all of that, but technology moves and marketplaces shift at such an extreme pace that no one can truly accurately predict what their business is going to look like, or what business needs they're going to have 5 years from now, 10 years from now, to keep up with their competitors. So Creatio allows them to, as the market changes, change their business rapidly, quickly, and cost effectively, more so than with a traditional coded environment. So with that said, the low-code platform to make everyone a developer, to enable citizen developers, is the second superpower that we have that allows for that agility. So utilizing the low-code platform, utilizing employees that you already have that know your business well, that know their department well, from the ground up, rather than trying to, in order to increase kind of technological advancement, increase digital transformation, having to hire outside IT folks who may know coding well, but maybe don't know your business well, and aren't able to provide the same amount of value from a application perspective because they don't know the business. They only know the technology side of things. You're enabling business people to deliver technological results and technological products. And then the third is that unified CRM, full alignment between sales, marketing, and service. Again, it's all on one code set, so it provides a true customer 360. It cuts down on siloed data, cuts down on integration points and the maintenance of those integration points. It cuts down on information being lost between those three. You get the most value out of your sales organization when sales, marketing, and customer service are all totally aligned. And that can only really be done with a fully unified CRM. So we'll talk a little bit more about this and some of the benefits. So when you talk about a best-in-class unified CRM, you're talking about a complete client data overview. That allows you to increase conversions, cross and upsells. I think I talked a little bit about it before, maximizing the lifetime value of each and every customer. It also allows you to provide an improved customer experience. We talked about that before, how important that customer experience is to maximizing that lifetime value of that customer. And we're in an age where customers expect a very high level of customer experience and a very high level of personalization. Companies like Amazon, companies like Uber have set the bar very, very high, and companies that can't match that level of customer experience get easily taken over by companies that can. Next, we'll talk about that BPM engine. As you see, there's a screenshot of a typical workflow. That's a pretty simple workflow compared to what can be built using our BPM engine, but it automates customer-facing processes. It can automate internal operational processes. It can also be used to integrate and unify applications to drive efficiency and increase productivity enterprise-wide. And then third, and probably most importantly, the secret that builds it all is the low-code platform. It's a cutting-edge low-code platform. It enables everyone to build custom apps and processes, as well as to configure and customize the system without needing any type of IT skills. So imagine the rapid time to market with the ability to quickly have a business idea and then quickly put that business idea into action without having to pass requirements on through 3 or 4 different steps of the IT pipeline. You're empowered as an employee to build those solutions to the problems that you face on a day-to-day basis. Another thing I talk about when I talk about low-code application is the culture shift that it empowers. So imagine, and I've been in this situation myself where I've had an idea to help my department achieve better results. And by the time it goes through 3 or 4 different levels of approval to IT, and then IT says, hey, we think this is great, but we simply have other projects we're working on. Eventually, I just gave up even trying to go to IT to build solutions to help my department, because it wasn't worth the time and effort just to find out that my project was going to sit on the shelf for 6 to 8 months. And by the time those 6 to 8 months pass, the market may have changed, and I may need something else by that point. Now, as a user of a citizen development platform, a low-code platform, I'm empowered to come in every single day, and I have a fundamental shift in my mindset towards, hey, I see problems and I'm able to fix those problems myself right away, and I'm the one who knows best how to fix them. So it encourages employees to take ownership of their department and their role in order to find solutions, and increase their satisfaction with their job, because there's no more of whining and saying, well, hey, I really need this and no one will give it to me. It empowers you to say, hey, I need this and I can build it. So the culture shift is also one of those things that's hard to quantify, but as we've seen, when employees are engaged, customers are engaged. So there is that mirror, and keeping employees happy and engaged in digital transformation leads to better digital transformation results. So what does Creatio do from an AI standpoint? We talked a lot about the importance of AI. The first is lead scoring and AI-powered segmentation. So the ability to, from a marketing and sales standpoint, reach the right people and utilize your time wisely. So AI is providing you, hey, here are the most effective prospects to reach out to. Here are the most effective steps to take based on what we've learned to provide the best outcomes. So we're not wasting time chasing after prospects that may not fit the profile, the buyer profile, the buyer persona profile that we're looking for. Low code tools in order to build custom machine learning algorithms to have those scoring and segmentation efforts be maximized by historical data. Predictive next offer best action. So in any case, the system is telling me, hey, here's what you should do next. Here's the best action. There may be 3 or 4, but here's what we've identified as this will increase your probability of earning this customer's business the most. Intelligent process analyst and analysis and optimization. So how are our processes and how can we improve them? Smarter knowledge management, being able to give your employees the information that they need at a faster clip than forcing them to search through emails, search through large libraries. They'll be able to quickly get routed to the information that'll most impact in a positive way their operations. And then intelligent case routing and process management. So something like a service case where you're saying, hey, here's the type of service case it is, here's the buyer profile, here's their historical data. Let's route that to this team or this individual that is proven to handle these types of cases the best. Again, increasing customer experience. So we'll talk quickly, I got about 10 minutes left, so we'll talk quickly about some case studies and then I'll leave a little bit of time for some Q&A. So Aldras Batiha is a human resources firm, payroll firm and recruiting firm, and they had a system that couldn't support their needs for automation and for operational transparency. So they needed to standardize their sales processes, but also to manage their HR projects effectively, all while using that data, combining that into actionable insights. So again, a very, very specific use case that falls a little bit outside of where you would typically find with a CRM provider, but that's where Creatio's superpowers come in, because we are also able to provide that low-code platform to manage their HR projects effectively. So they saw Creatio really as the best suited technology in order to achieve what they achieved with Creatio. If they were to buy out of the box software solutions, they would have been looking at 3 or maybe even 4 different solutions they would have had to manage, can all be managed in one with Creatio. So we were able to give them a tailor-made CRM and a process automation solution to fit their very, very specific needs. So they automated and improved the execution of their key operations, be that lead generation, be that qualification, vacancy management. Also, they were able to fully automate and manage the end-to-end recruitment process in a CRM. So that's a very great example of how Creatio's unique blend of those three technologies, low-code, BPM, and CRM, were able to help a company with their specific needs much more efficiently than buying simple out-of-the-box processes. Marina. Again, very flexible solution. We just had an HR and payroll provider. Now we have a Marina in British Columbia. They have a long sales cycle. They had field sales. They also had a boat inspection process. So again, something that would not be typically part of a normal CRM and would require a ton of custom code to integrate with a normal CRM product. We were able to deliver that with a low-code solution. So we delivered intelligent process automation. We built an efficient custom-made solution for their boat inspection processes. So we provided an all-in-one solution for end-to-end sales process management, because the boat inspection is also part of their sales cycle. So again, it's not something that you find in normal CRM, but with Creatio's low-code configurable platform, they were able to include that in their CRM solution. We also have Automatrix. It's a car dealer software. So they had a very aggressive sales goal, but they also didn't have time to spend on customizations and development for their back-end operations. So they needed a platform they could use to deliver quick results and quick products into their ecosystem without without wanting to have to go through this whole long IT lifecycle. So we provide them a BPM and CRM solution. They completely redesigned their sales model, optimized their case management with a custom queuing system, again, that intelligent routing, and they were able to develop their own BPM solutions on the platform to make sure that all of their business processes are met with their very, very specific industry needs. So now we will take it to the Q&A. So we have, how can I integrate Creatio with software we are already working with? That's a good question. That's a very, very common question. So Creatio has open APIs. We have in our marketplace a lot of third-party integration tools already, like connectors already available, but also we have the ability through our open API platform to connect to any third-party solution. So most of them are going to use a RESTful or a SOAP API, and with our low-code platform, it's very, very simple to build those integration. Let's see, is there a free demo? Yes, there is. So on our website, you can trial any one of the tools, any one of the modules. You can trial the whole bundle. You can also trial the Studio platform. You know, especially if you're going to talk about the Studio platform, it may be a good idea to reach out to our business development team or our technical team to kind of help walk you through. It's such a broad and open-ended platform that it is difficult to kind of all fit into one. You know, without a little bit of guidance, you could get lost. So it may be good to reach out to us. We can help walk you through that trial. Let's see, what features does Creatio have to keep projects on schedule? So Creatio does have a project management capability. It also has those AI and machine learning tools to help track those metrics, which can help keep a project on schedule, automatic notifications, and things of that nature. So the BPM side of things can really help with keeping projects on schedule by automating tasks and notifications. Let's see, would this solution be good for law firms? The short answer is yes, and that may be warranting a further discussion, but we've talked to a lot of law firms who are doing, you know, some are doing internal IT processes automated using our application. Some are doing the patent process, which is very, very complex, requires a lot of approvals, requires a lot of document generation, requires a lot of document scanning. But again, they're able to do all of that using a low-code platform to automate those processes. So again, if you say, would this be a good solution for fill in the blanks? The short answer is always going to be yes, because like I said, there's really always going to be an opportunity to automate some sort of process using a low-code platform. The question really is just, you know, what is the use case? And again, we're more than happy to help either A, identify that use case, or B, talk through your specific pain points with you in order to identify and help kind of find a solution. Let's see what else we have. What kind of support do you provide for your product? So we provide support, full support through our products. We have three levels of support. We have basic support for kind of SMBs, maybe medium-sized enterprises. We have business, which is an enhanced version, which provides a little bit more access to us, a little bit higher level support. And then we have premium, which is 24/7 support, and also the ability to have chats and things of that nature. So we provide full support. It's really a level of your guys' comfortability of what level of support. It's easy to drop or raise that level of support as needed. But we do, although we do outsource or use our third-party partners for the implementations, you are going to be under the Creatio umbrella when it comes to all technical support cases. And it looks like we got one final question here. How long does it take to move from legacy software to the Creatio platform? Again, that's a tough question without any type of context, because again, there's going to be some companies are moving from 15 different softwares to one. Some may be moving from 2 to 1. Some may have 500 users. Some may have 50. I would say in general, probably about, if we're talking about the BPM platform, it's a pretty simple lift. So anywhere from 3 to 6 months would be my guess. But again, don't quote me on that, because there's always extenuating factors. Oh, we do have one more question. So the main strengths is in maintenance and expanding and modification of apps. Yes. So the main strength of the Creatio tool are well, it's not expanding and modification. Yes, you can expand and modify the out-of-the-box applications that we provide you, absolutely. But it's really in building those custom applications, and then once built, yes, the expansion and modification of those apps is extremely simple. So unless we have another question from the audience, I believe that is it. And right on time. I'm getting good at this. So I do want to thank you guys for your time here today. If there's any further questions, please feel free to email us, or we have a chat on our website. So please feel free to check out our website, poke around, ask any questions that you may have. They can be routed to me if you so choose. And other than that, I hope you guys have a great day, great rest of the week, and hopefully this was informative for you guys. And please, we have a ton of these, so please, we have a Udemy course actually online to help with the learning about low code, so you guys can please check that out if you so choose. It'll be about 8 hours, but you'll be fully aware of what low code is, how to utilize it in your business, and also please check out our YouTube channel. This will be recorded there. If you have any kind of further questions, something you forgot, just want to hear my voice again for an hour, you're more than happy to check out that YouTube page. We also have tons of digital events running. So please check out our digital calendar for any other webinars that you feel may be of interest to you guys.